What's going on, guys? My name's Tyler with Trail & Co. Today's going to be a really quick video on why you should never over-tighten the belt on your Jeep 4-liter. So, a lot of you are probably thinking right about now, why do I need a video to tell me not to over-tighten the belt on my truck? That's absolute common sense. You, my friend, are far smarter than I am, and you probably don't need this video. But for anyone who is curious, here's a little backstory. So I have always run a super tight belt on this truck. I've had this truck for probably 5 years at this point. The main reason for that is because I am a firm believer in XJs being taken care of, not being shit boxes, looking nice, driving nice, you know, all that. So I put a lot of time and money into my truck. And one thing that has always driven me fucking crazy is when, and this happened a couple times, you know, I'll be out there wheeling or camping, you know, with my friends and people I don't know, people with big expensive Tacomas and 4Runners and, you know, all these other trucks. You turn the truck on and boom, there's that horrible shitbox squealing belt sound. Hate that so much. Everyone's turning their heads, oh, whose piece of shit truck is making that noise? A lot of you probably know where I'm coming from. So anyway, not really a big deal, but just something that I just can't stand. So the easiest solution to that problem was always to just tighten the belt up. I've read a lot online, people run the belts tight. I know people who run the belts tight, so that's just what I've done. I've always cranked these belts down super hard and never had an issue, never had a squeal. Everything was all good. Up until about 1 year ago, when I pulled into camp and my truck sounded like it was going to explode. At the time, we thought the AC clutch was going bad and that was making the noise. So I pulled that out and replaced it needlessly. That wasn't actually the issue. The issue was the fan pulley was actually cracked and allowing the pulley to flex as it turned and was making a you know, pretty shitty noise. It actually had cracked in between each of the 4 bolt holes and was actually in 2 separate pieces, although the way it broke, it was still held together and it didn't come apart, luckily. So eventually figured that out, ordered a new pulley. It didn't really cross my mind that the belt could have been the culprit. I really just figured, you know, it's a 25-year-old truck. These things get worn out, you know, 25 years of spinning around fast might just wear it out. So that was it. So I ordered a new one, put it in, and then again, this was about a year ago, and no issues. Up until a couple weekends ago when I was driving down the highway and I felt a sudden like bang through the steering wheel. All of a sudden had no power steering, and I said, oh shit, there goes the belt. So we pull over, sure enough, belt's all hanging out here, doing whatever. And I said, okay, well, that's good because I carry a spare belt with me, so I'll just swap this out quick, we'll be on our way. But unfortunately, that was not the case because this fan pulley, unlike my first one, didn't just crack, it literally exploded. Probably can't see this very well. See that thing right there that looks like shrapnel? Yeah, that's not supposed to be like that. I'm gonna take this thing out and give you guys a better look at it. Here it is without the fan shroud on it. Now you can really start to see the carnage. Yeah, that is no good. Alright, here it is. Ooh. Yeah, actually, very interesting. It looks like it broke the exact same way as the other one did, because the center became detached. Let's see if I can get it out. You can see that the center sheared the same way the last one did, but this time it failed much more catastrophically and the whole thing just kind of exploded. I'm sure it whipped around, got caught on something, got bent backwards, and that was that. Nope, time to put a new one in. Alright, so here's the new one. It's not actually new because from what I could tell you can't actually buy these anymore, so this was a used one off of deadjeep.com. Just cleaned it up, hit it with some paint. So you can see the way that these are designed. Your belt wraps around like that, right? And when you tension this belt, your belt is pulling on one side of the pulley, right? So the pulley is fastened here and being pulled this way here. So the rest of the pulleys on the motor, you could see like the center of the pulley is in line with the belt, right? Center is in line with the belt. Center is that one is actually similar to the fan, but the center here is not in line with the belt, your contact surface for the belt is pretty much cantilevered away from where it's fastened, right? You've got like an inch cantilever, so you're pulling on this with the belt, you have increased torque on it because of that cantilever, and you're flexing it. So every rotation you're bending this back and forth if it's too tight, and over time it's gonna break. So that's exactly what happened. So like I said before, if you're not a dummy, you probably didn't need this lesson at all, but learn from my mistake. I'm not going to be tightening this down nearly as much as I was before, and this video wouldn't be much good if I didn't show you guys the right way to tension the belt. So I'm taking it back old school here. Busted out the Haynes manual. So this is what the Haynes manual has to say about this. The tension of each V-belt is checked by pushing on it at a distance halfway between the pulleys. Push firmly and see how much the belt moves. Alright, so we obviously knew that. A rule of thumb is that if the distance from pulley center to pulley center is between 7 and 11 inches, the belt should deflect 1/4 of an inch. Alright, so let's measure our pulley to pulley distance and see where we're at. So we'll go between the water pump and the power steering pump. We're right there at 9 inches. Means at the correct tension, I should be able to push on this and move it about 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to tighten it up and let's see what happens. Alright, so right now I can still move it much more than 1/4, so we're going to keep going. Guys, I'm going to say about here is probably good enough. I'm pushing without really straining myself, but that's pretty much 1/4 inch. So I'm not going to go farther than that. Learn my lesson. Hopefully this doesn't squeak. If it does, I'll tighten it a little bit, but so yep, there you go. Thanks for watching, and if you're looking for any cool molly or storage or switch plate type stuff for your Jeep X-Ray, check out my website, trail-co.com. Got a lot of cool stuff. Make X-Rays great again. Thanks for watching.